Hello, this is Hooked by Happenstance. I'm Kendra, and this is my fibery doppelganger Peachlet. And Peachlet and I have been endeavoring for the last year or so to try and have more fun. And the way that we have most recently discovered to do that is by gamifying everything we possibly can. And the newest game we started playing is Let Peachlet Play Bingo. If you want to get your own free copy of the January 2019 bingo board, head over to patreon.com/hookedbyhappenstance. Bingo board is available for free for everybody. If you are interested in becoming a patron and supporting me financially at different levels, you can receive a monthly postcard that Peachlet and I hand make for you. You can also be a part of a Google Hangout that I do once a month. There's a few other things over there. Oh, Peachlet's pattern pile. If you'd like access to all of my crochet patterns where I'm always adding things to it, and actually in the month of January, everything from the Jolly Joy and Other Junk crochet along that I did in December, that's all moving over to Peachlet's pattern pile. So there are things over on Patreon if you're interested in them, but while you're there, make sure to pick up your free bingo board. The way that this works is you try and complete challenges, and then you post on Instagram with the hashtag #LetPeachletPlay, and I see your progress, and we all kind of get to play along and use it as a good incentive and motivate each other. Now, you only have to complete one bingo in a month to get the prize, if you are interested, or you can just play for fun. You don't have to play for prizes at all. But if you would like to receive an exclusive January locking stitch marker / progress keeper thing, you can finish a bingo of your choosing, take a picture of it, and then do one of those like photo montage-y things, or do a like show us along the way as you did it and just kind of list out what they are at the end. Either way is cool. Do that on Instagram so that I can see you did it. And then you can head over to my online shop, shop.hookedbyhappenstance.com, and make any purchase you'd like before February 14th of 2019. If you have completed your Let Peachlet Play bingo, I will include a free exclusive stitch marker for the month with your order. So, like I said, you can totally just play for fun. That's totally fine. But if people would like to receive prizes, I do have the ability to make them. I just don't have the ability to send them out to y'all because there's a lot of you. There's only one of me. Okay, so I thought I would walk through the board with you, tell you the different challenges for the month, give you some ideas, maybe try and think of some of my own as I'm working through this, and we will get started because there are 25 spots, so this can take a while. The first thing is to let Peachlet pick your color scheme. The way we do this is when I have a Let Peachlet Pick video for the month, you can just see what she picks for me. Like, say she picks my wool drawer. Well, then you could pick anything that's wool. Or if she picks a drawer that's full of reds and orange, then you would pick something in those colors. Or if the project that you're making has those colors, well, then you just mark that off on your sheet. Next, we have turn up the heat and undertake a huge project. Now, this is one of those that is going to be different for every person. What is huge for me is different than what is huge for you. It's different than what is huge for somebody else. You determine if it's a huge project. You know if it's huge in scale or huge in skill. You could be doing a crocheted snowflake and that be more huge to you than doing an Afghan, because maybe you always make Afghans, but doing small thread work is uncommon. So you figure out what is right for you. The next one is to leave hibernation to craft in public. Just snap a pic of yourself on Instagram, playing with your yarn where the muggles can see you. It is a good way to pass along our craft to younger people. They have to see that people are doing these things if we want them to continue to do them. Next is to show your appreciation by crafting something for / inspired by houseplants. Now, I'm sure this sounds strange, but National Appreciate Your Houseplant Day is in the month of January, and it was started by some gardening group, and the reason for it might not technically be national from what I heard, but you know, they named it that. The purpose of it is to remember the houseplants in your house that you may have forgotten over the holiday season and like water them and nurture them and care for them, because you know, it's easy with all the hubbub to kind of get out of that routine. But I would like to try and make something. Either, you know, you make a doily to put underneath it, if you're a doily kind of person. Or you could make a hanging basket, or you can make something with a plant motif on it, or you can make something in a color of a house plant, or one of those. I might do something that is one of those like amigurumi plant things. So those are all options. I'm sure you can think of something as well. Next, create something purple, because we always need to be making something purple. So it's always on the list. Next, put a freeze on a project that's not bringing you joy. That means you can choose to frog the project, you can put it in timeout, just stop working on the thing that is sucking the joy out of your life. Crafting should be fun, crafting should make you feel good. If a project is making you feel inadequate or upset in some way, stop it. You have more power than the inanimate object you are working on. Next, skate through some cleaning before you craft. So just do something. Do some dishes, sweep your floor, make a small goal, and give yourself the reward of crafting at the end. Next, create something that makes you shiver. Now this could be something maybe for summer or spring, so maybe it's just not warm enough for right now, so that's why you're shivering. Maybe the project scares you or the pattern is intimidating, so you shiver. Take it as you will. Next, resolve to finish languishing project. Oh, resolve to finish a languishing project. I missed a letter. Oh well. Anyways, resolve to finish something and then do it. Unlike perhaps your resolutions, which may already go out the window. But during the month of January, finish the thing you resolved to finish. Our next challenge is new year, new stitcher pattern. So new year, learn something new. Try something you've never tried before. Keep moving that comfort zone a little bit further away. Next, genuinely compliment a fiber friend. This isn't just like blanketly throwing a heart on somebody's Instagram post or just doing the standard things. Write a comment and write one genuinely. Not just like, that's amazing, I love it, how awesome. Write something genuine that maybe has a little bit more thought. Think about how a color might look nice on somebody or how you've tried something and they've inspired you to work on it more. Try not to be self-deprecating when you compliment other people. Just try and keep that in mind. Because I think the compliments are nicer when they are about the person, not about you feeling inadequate. Okay. Next, create something no one but you will appreciate. We all have pet projects that everyone else looks at and goes, huh? Or they don't understand why it's so important to you to work on it right now, but it is, and no one, because that's fun to say, no one but you really gets it. So do one of those projects. Then we hit our free space. Free, the space is such a good deal, who can resist it? Make use of your free space when trying to orchestrate your bingos. It really helps. Next, prioritize a personal project. I know that some of you hardly ever make anything for yourself, but 'tis the season. New year, you need a new project, or you need to finish a project you were starting or working on for yourself that got backburnered for everybody else. And then I also know there are plenty of you that are completely selfish crafters, which I think is also a misnomer, but I know that some of you only craft for yourself. Well then, you already give yourself permission. So prioritize one of those projects that you love for yourself. Next, light a fire under yourself and finish a whip. So get toasty and decide that something needs to be done. It needs to be done right now. Frankly, it's probably something that needed to be done a while ago. So now, make it happen. Next, Sunday Sunrise yourself a tiny list with a big marker. If you're familiar with my Sunday Sunrise series, which I will be continuing in the new year, where I try not to overcommit to things, but I do try and make some goals and areas of focus for my crafty life. So, I suggest that you do the same. Make yourself a small list, and then just check things off as the week goes along, and then at the end of the week, review that list and make better, different, the same if they're working for you choices for the coming week. Next, create while watching Makes Monday. That will give me incentive to make Makes Monday podcast so that you have something to watch. If, however, there is not a new Makes Monday podcast out, but you would like to craft along with one, I have many backlog episodes that you can just turn on YouTube at HookedByHappenstance. Next, log daily progress on one project. I think this is a good way to help with something that might be like a slog. Are you making something that's just straight the same stitch, like a body of a sweater, or a scarf, or an afghan that's all the same stitch, or a sock? Whatever it is, log your progress every day. That could be putting a marker in every day so that you can see how much you've done. You could take a picture on Instagram of your daily progress. You could put, just like write down how many rows you did, mark it on your pattern, but keep daily track. And you don't have to do this for everything you did because that can be overwhelming, but pick one project that you are going to focus on how much you did every day. Now, some days you might not do anything because you might work in a rotation or you might not feel like it, and that's worth noting too. But just know what progress is actually happening. Because some of those projects, it's really easy to get lost in like the repetitive nature and you just can't see the forest through the trees, basically. So you need to know that yes, this is getting done. I am making progress. Next, work a project in the opposite direction than you usually do. This is another one of those weird holiday things. There is an opposite day, which takes place in January. So that is where I got the opposite thing. So if you normally work your hats top down, make a hat that's worked bottom up. Same thing with socks. Or I guess you could do it with mittens. Anything you work one way. If you've only ever worked a sweater or something like top down, maybe you work one that's bottom up. So just pick a direction opposite than your norm and make something that way. Craft something to avoid the cold shoulder. Now, this could be taken two ways. You could either make like a shawl or a wrap or a sweater or something that would cover your shoulder, or you could make something that perhaps would avoid somebody being mad at you. You know, sometimes you need to finish that gift. You have a birthday coming up, something. Valentine's Day, it's the second week of February, so maybe you need to help yourself avoid getting that cold shoulder from somebody. You can take your pick on what it means to you. Next up, craft something to keep toes roasty toasty. That could be socks, that could be slippers, that could be a blanket that you can tuck underneath it. Again, make it work for you. Next is to make an evergreen project. Now, evergreen in like the publishing world means something that can come out at any time and it never loses its relevance. It's just an evergreen topic. You can publish it whenever. So there are these patterns that are good all the time. You can always use a dishcloth. You can always use a rug. You can't always use a wool color work turtleneck sweater. That is not practical. So think of something evergreen that way, or perhaps you pick an evergreen color or an evergreen pattern. There's a lot of ways to go with it, but I kind of like that idea of something that could be used any season of the year as your idea of evergreen. Next is to freak or frog a thing. You're probably familiar with my series where I go into my basket of woebegone whips, I pick something out, and I decide on the spot if I'm going to freak out about it and get working on it and put it on my hook, or if I'm going to frog it. So pick out of your pile. I'm assuming there's a pile or a bag or an item, and if there's not, well then we're all real proud of you. But go ahead and make a decision and freak or frog a thing. Either way. Next, blanket yourself in an FO and share. So take one of those FOs. It can be something that you finished during this month that you want to show off by posting a picture of it on yourself on Instagram. Or it can be something that you have finished previously that you're maybe wearing out and about, having a good hair day. I don't know, you want to show it off, or maybe you're wearing a hat because you're not having a good hair day. Post those pictures of yourself using your items. That's a good way to inspire other people because seeing the patterns in actual use helps you know, kind of gives you some ideas. It can also help you to make sure that you are wearing your items. Because sometimes we just have so many of them that it's hard to like cycle through because you're always wearing the same ones. And sometimes I just find that it's a nice little pick-me-up to like plan your day around a fibery item that's just going to make you smile. So do that. And finally, enjoy something that warms your heart while you craft. That could be a movie. It could be like some songs or a podcast, or it could be eating something tasty or drinking a cup of coffee. I don't know what warms your heart. All those things warm mine. So do something extra, like treat yourself while you are doing your crafting. And that, my friends, is all 25 things off the bingo board for this month. Again, just make sure that when you post on Instagram that you hashtag #LetPeachletPlay, and you can also follow hashtags on Instagram, so if you're curious and seeing what other people are doing, you can just follow the hashtag #LetPeachletPlay. What I do is I have been posting here and there. I post like progress shots of what I'm doing. It kind of depends what I'm up to. But I have made a point of every time I complete a bingo, I take a picture of the completed bingo, like the line, and then I enumerate all of the things that I completed. Since there's 5 things in a line, I've actually been using the like layout app on my phone, and I can do like a photo grid of the 5 items, and it's been kind of a neat thing to look back on over the last couple of months. So do whatever works best for you, but those might be a nice way, especially in January. If you want to do something like that, it would give you a really easy like flip through for the end of the year next year to see what you've done if you kept up with it every month. Anyways, hope you all are having a great end of 2018 and a good beginning of 2019. I look forward to bingoing along with you as long as you care to bingo along with me and Peachlet. And we will see you all next time.